This shell here cannot block a jab to save your life. Throw to the body, throw to the chest, pin him in the corner, and just keep throwing punches and bunches. William Zepeda has probably the best output in boxing. So I got William Zepeda by decision or even a stoppage against Shakur Stevenson.
I go down July 12th, New York.
Honestly, I think Shakur gonna stop Zepeda. Yeah.
Just if you can help me out, elaborate to some of the fans, because I see the style.
Bro, I know Shakur. I ain't gonna say that, but Shakur gonna stop Zepeda. Yeah. Nah, it's gonna be later. It's gonna be like probably like 8, 9, 10. That's a 12-round fight though. You got like 3, 4.
Ahead of the Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda fight tonight, boxing professionals have made their final picks, and it's as controversial and unpredictable as you can expect.
I heard Oscar say that they've been trying to get this fight for 3 years, but they're lying. They had opportunity to fight me before. They turned it down, and it was all Oscar. So come Saturday night, I'm coming in here to beat his. He gonna come, he gonna be tough, strong, but I'm coming to whoop his. I stand by that. I stand by that.
Devin Haney, while refusing to explicitly state a prediction for the Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda fight, has acknowledged Stevenson as the favorite but also highlighted Zepeda's potential as an underestimated opponent. Haney noted Zepeda's size, reach, and natural lightweight status as factors that could make the fight closer than some anticipate. While he favored Stevenson, he also mentioned that Stevenson will need to be at his best to deal with Zepeda's style and pressure.
Fight off an injury, you come into a fight off the injury, he's going to be dealing with the same similar things. You can hope and pray that Shakur Stevenson hurt his hand during the fight, and that's going to give your guy an advantage if he's 100% healed with his hand. So I would say make the fight, De La Hoya. Your fighter's not going to get any better. The only chance you're going to have to beat Shakur Stevenson is right now. The next time he steps foot in that ring, that's the only chance you.
Former world champion and current boxing analyst Timothy Bradley weighed in on comments from Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority chief Turki Al-Sheikh about reducing the ring size for the fight between Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda. Turki Al-Sheikh is talking about shrinking the ring. I have mixed feelings about it. Shakur is just going to pour it on this guy. He's going to give Zepeda the full treatment. Shakur will do whatever he wants with him. If his hands hold up, Shakur has some of the most brittle hands I've ever seen. They're like my 3-year-old daughter's hands.
Shakur was fighting someone else. I think he was good friends of his sister. I think that's going to be the same type of fight.
Oh, the Joey Gonzalez fight?
Joey Gonzalez, yeah. That's how that fight going to unfold that I'm going to see, you know.
I was thinking it would be like Shakur's fight with Oscar Valdez.
Yeah, him. Yeah, him. Because it's his sister.
He got better feet than Valdez.
You think so, Kenny?
Yeah, and his pressure.
He also added, the ring will be smaller. You've got a pressure fighter against a boxer who needs space. That will restrict Stevenson a bit, but it doesn't mean Zepeda will know how to cut the distance properly. There'll be less room to move, but Shakur should cope because of his boxing skills. I'm expecting more of a brawl. This might take Shakur to a new level in a good way, because he'll have to stand and trade more. He'll have to. He'll have to tie his man up more. He'll have to stand and fight more often, and that's fine, Bradley said on his YouTube channel.
I think he has a lot to prove. I think he wants to fight. He wants to fight for the fans. He wants to prove that he is not a runner. So I think it's going to be a fun fight. Look, it's interesting because Shakur Stevenson is a master class boxer. He has a style. He has a style that not many people can crack. Obviously, you can crack it. There's many ways of cracking that.
Shakur is by far one of the greatest fighters now today, but he's facing William Zepeda, who is a machine. He's wanted this fight. He's wanted this fight for quite a while now. I think both guys wanted this fight for quite a while. So
don't lie, Oscar,
I really feel that everything happens.
Eddie Hearn has a healthy respect for Tevin Farmer, William Zepeda's last opponent. The former IBF junior lightweight champion was one of the first American boxers to sign with Matchroom Boxing once Hearn's company aligned with DAZN in 2018. The southpaw from Philadelphia went 4-1 in 130-pound title fights on Matchroom cards during a busy 15-month span that was both profitable for Farmer and helpful for Hearn's company as it tried to build its stable in the United States. Hearn readily admits, though, that Farmer isn't Shakur Stevenson.
One complaint. I looked at your rankings in the Ring magazine in the lightweight division. Okay, number 1, Gervonta Davis. Great fighter, just drew with the super featherweight. Keyshawn Davis, another great fighter. Shakur's friend.
He considers Stevenson superior in virtually every way, which is why Stevenson's promoter expects the unbeaten WBC lightweight champion to do with William Zepeda what Farmer couldn't accomplish in their 2 bouts when they fight July 12th on the Ring's pay-per-view card at Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens, New York. I actually think Shakur is gonna stop Zepeda, Hearn told the Ring's Rick Reno during a lengthy interview posted to the Ring's YouTube channel Wednesday. And I know that people, have this kind of perception that Shakur is not a puncher and, he just fights off the back foot. Yeah, don't get me wrong, he's technically fantastic, but I think the style of Zepeda will suit him. And I think he'll pick him off, and I think he'll hurt him to the body, and I think he'll stop him late in the fight.
His instincts. He has intuitiveness. He has intuitiveness. He know, he can damn near feel when a person gonna punch. He can anticipate, and that's a natural thing on his behalf. On the mental,
because Zepeda's a proud man, and that's why I love this fight so much, because Zepeda. One, he's got heavy hands, but he's got a heavy heart, and he will not give up. And I just feel like he's gonna keep coming. Like Farmer, Stevenson is left-handed. Unlike Farmer, Stevenson tends to fight from long range, is disciplined defensively, and has left fans frustrated at times because he hasn't engaged with some of his more powerful opponents. The 3-division champion from Newark, New Jersey, drew intense criticism the last time he fought a strong southpaw. Edwin de los Santos deserves some blame too for the lack of action in their 12-round, 135-pound championship match in November 2023, but Stevenson absorbed the brunt of that backlash after he defeated de los Santos by unanimous decision at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Hey, Oscar, you sounding real confident. Do you want to bet? Shakur, right here, right next to you.
You don't have enough money.
You said what?
Oscar, bet, bitch.
I'll bet whatever you want to bet.
Oscar, bet.
Bet some money. Bet some money. He quiet. Why you so quiet?
Stevenson stopped Josh Padley at the end of the 9th round of his last bout, but Padley left his full-time job as an electrician after accepting a fight with Stevenson on only 4 days' notice. Stevenson stood his ground against Padley, who had knocked out only 29% of his opponents and dropped the brave Brit 3 times with body blows in the 9th round at A&B Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Zepeda is doggedly aggressive and strong, as his significantly higher knockout ratio of 82% indicates. Farmer still sent Zepeda to the canvas briefly in the 4th round of their first fight. A 10-rounder Zepeda won by split decision November 16th at A&B Arena in Riyadh.
Do you agree with that? I'm not sure. What's different this time around? What's changed?
I think my mental just stronger. I think I've been kind of more focused mentally than I have ever been. I'm just ready to put on the show.
I know you're sick of talking about it, but I have to ask you because we haven't spoke. Did you feel disrespected by the Tom and Jerry comments?
Nah, I don't care about that. I mean, let him say whatever he wants. But
a more effective Zepeda defeated Farmer by majority decision in their 12-round rematch March 29th at Poliforum Benito Juarez in Cancun, Mexico. Farmer didn't drop Zepeda during their second bout, but Hearn envisioned Stevenson making Zepeda pay for his aggression and beating his mandatory challenger easier than some of Stevenson's skeptics might anticipate. He's actually got a good style to maybe have success, Hearn said about Zepeda, but also a bad style to maybe be schooled. Most handicappers have installed Stevenson, the Ring's number 2 ranked lightweight, as a 10-1 favorite to beat the 3rd-rated Zepeda.
Things. So there are some things that Shakur also needs to work on moving forward. But as far as his markability goes, guys, it's going to be hard.
First time I ever watched him spar, I went to the gym and told him I was going to come up and watch him spar, Porter recalled in an interview with Ring magazine ahead of Stevenson's WBC lightweight title defense against interim title holder William Zepeda on the 12th of July at the Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens. And what he saw cemented his belief that Stevenson could be Mayweather's second coming. Stevenson got in the ring with a mover that likes to use speed, Porter said. For some reason, the kid stops moving and stops using his speed. Porter explained this motivated him to watch how the Newark native does against his next sparring partner, who was a come-forward pressure puncher resembling Zepeda's fighting style. He stops that guy from doing everything that he does, and it happened in like less than a minute. Porter was both stunned and impressed. His ability to effectively neutralize different fighting styles with ease surprised the former world champion. He added, "My point is, and we've seen this from Floyd Mayweather, some fighters have the ability to just simply stop you from doing what you do." Porter didn't want to reduce Stevenson to a mere comparison, but he could not ignore what was unfolding in front of his very eyes.
Contento, muy emocionado, la oportunidad que tanto había buscado, entonces en espera nada más de que suene la campana.
You know, I feel very happy, very excited, and just very excited for that bell to ring to start off.
We saw in the build-up in the press conferences, yourself and Shakur, when you...
We've seen it before in Floyd. He has a lot of similarities to Floyd, the 37-year-old said. This moment from the past also fuels Porter's prediction for the upcoming fight against a pressure fighter like Zepeda. He firmly believes that Stevenson will completely turn off Zepeda's abilities, a warning Porter issued to the interim champion. Whether Stevenson can live up to Porter's prediction is yet to be seen, but Porter isn't alone in his claims. Since 1966, Bob Arum has seen many boxers pass through his stable, but few have reminded him of Floyd Mayweather, quite like Shakur Stevenson. Though Sugar left Top Rank in July 2024, Porter's claims are reminiscent of what the 93-year-old promoter had to say back in 2020.
Floyd Mayweather, okay? He knows how to box, beautiful footwork, stands up straight, shoulder roll, all that good stuff, right? Has a beautiful jab, right? Pop shots you with the right hand. Well, guess what? Floyd Mayweather lost against...
We hope Shakur win, but then we also hope Zepeda win. Whoever wins, we should have the fight against. So it really don't bother us who win, but if Shakur hands don't hold up, Shakur gonna lose if his hands don't hold up. So his hands gotta hold up for a pressure fighter that don't 100.
When I first marveled at Floyd's ability and I saw Shakur, I thought, my God, it's like the mirror, Arum told Business Insider. Floyd was an orthodox fighter. Shakur Stevenson is a southpaw, but he's a mirror image of Floyd Mayweather, Arum continued. Even though Mayweather has accomplished things that are difficult to replicate, the veteran promoter claimed Stevenson would do even better. He is going to develop not only as this great defensive fighter, but will have a better offensive arsenal. If what Sean Porter and Bob Arum have to say about Shakur Stevenson is true, William Zepeda is in deep trouble.
Due to Turkey Al-Sheikh's ridiculous policies, the ring, you better not run, and so-called shrinking the ring. I believe Shakur will have no choice but to stand and fight. What do you think?
In his opening remarks at Thursday's press conference, Zepeda's promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, said he felt Stevenson versus Zepeda should have top billing. No disrespect to Shiraz, it should be the main event, De La Hoya said. I think Shakur Stevenson is a great fighter, hands down. I have a lot of respect for him. I think that Shakur is by far one of the greatest fighters today. But he's facing William Zepeda, who is a machine. He's wanted this fight for quite a while now. This fight was supposed to happen several months ago, but the fact that William Zepeda is active keeps fighting. He keeps winning. It's not going to be an easy fight, which is why this fight with William Zepeda and Shakur Stevenson is probably a candidate for Fight of the Year already. That's how good it's going to be.
Shakur knows Zepeda don't have nothing but pressure. No disrespect to him. I'm not trying to say he don't have no type of skills. What I'm saying is, compared to a Shakur Stevenson, Zepeda don't have nothing but the pressure. And he gonna have to bring a lot of it. And Shakur knows.
But when it was Berlanga's turn to speak at the dais, the native of New York, with Stevenson sitting right next to him, defended his place on the card and in the process gave a fight prediction. Oscar is saying that we shouldn't be the main event. I got my brother Stevenson on the side of me, right? We spoke, and I told him it's a double main event. New York City is my city. I was born and raised here. I'm a star here, so it was only right.
And stood his ground, stayed in the eye of the storm, let his hands go. In addition, when has Shakur been able to do that at 135 pounds? Let his hands go and hurt somebody and make them think twice about running in on him. Okay? So you figure that out. So that being said, Shakur and Zepeda,
I'm the king of the first round knockout. You know I'm the king. I'm going to touch him in the jaw. Shiraz is a freaking giraffe. I'm going to touch his jaw. With boxing financier Turki Al-Sheikh pushing fiercely for greater entertainment value in his bouts following the Mayduds in Times Square in Saudi Arabia, his greatest target seems to be lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson. Al-Sheikh jokes of bringing a retractable ring to Louis Armstrong Stadium in New York Saturday when unbeaten 3-division champion Stevenson defends his WBC lightweight belt versus Mexico's top-ranked contender William Zepeda.
I got my money on William Zepeda. Now, if Shakur Stevenson is healthy, I got Shakur. When William Zepeda fights, his chin is down, he used the hard part of his head, like Pitbull Cruz, and he used his elbows to catch punches, as you should. And then he pressed.
Stevenson is 2 fights removed from his disappointing evasive showing versus Edwin De Los Santos in late 2023 that still stains his reputation as he heads to this match against the aggressive, power-punching William Zepeda. He'll stand in front of Zepeda a bit, ProBox TV analyst Chris Algieri assured Stevenson on Friday's episode of Boxing Scene Today. He's not a runner. Shakur is best at controlling the distance. Zepeda needs to close the distance. The bigger issue is Shakur's hands. If they're pain-free, he can stand in front of Zepeda and disarm him, just like he did former 2-division champion Oscar Valdez.
Do some of the things that Tevin Farmer did. Does he have the heart to stand in the pocket at times and let William Zepeda throw and look for counter opportunities? Or will he just simply use lateral movement and try to outpoint William Zepeda? Because that's not going to get Zepeda tired. That's not going to catch his attention.
Fellow former world champion and ProBox TV analyst Paulie Malignaggi reminded that when a quality boxer controls the distance, it often mutes the pressure fighter, as Cuba's Guillermo Rigondeaux did in defeating returning Fighter of the Year Nonito Donaire more than a decade ago. You start getting gun-shy. And with Zepeda coming off his PTSD versus Tevin Farmer, if he starts getting picked off by shots, will it make him put his hands in his pocket? Malignaggi wonders. Trainer Robert Garcia, who trained Donaire versus Rigondeaux, can foresee that type of event with Stevenson fighting smart, keeping his distance and looking sensational. Not by running, but using angles and counterpunching.
Mask. But this may prove to be a very problematic defense for a sharpshooter like Shakur. I see Zepeda chugging forward, but walking right into Stevenson's trap as he repeatedly gets clipped like some funky toenails. After which we see
the hand issue is something to watch closely after Stevenson endured pain before stopping replacement opponent Josh Padley February 22nd in Saudi Arabia. Al-Sheikh is so concerned by Stevenson going inactive that he dropped the more significant fight versus Zepeda below a non-title super middleweight bout between New York's Edgar Berlanga and Hamza Shiraz. I believe Shakur is willing to stand around Zepeda. He knows he owes it to the boxing world, Garcia said. No matter how small the ring is, defensive wizards can stand right in front of you and make you miss by a half inch, by a millimeter, Algieri said.
Armstrong Stadium in Queens, New York, y'all. So, the stakes in the background. Shakur Stevenson, he's 23-0, 11 KOs, and is the reigning WBC lightweight champion and a 3-division title holder, y'all. At the age of 27, he brings...
There's lots of ways to work in a smaller ring. Malignaggi said the onus is on Zepeda. Closing the distance is the key, he said. A Stevenson victory followed next month by a possible World Boxing Association title victory by champion Gervonta Tank in his rematch versus Lamont Roach Jr. makes a super fight between the winners essential, the Boxing Scene Today cast agreed, as the division has been strengthened by new champion Raymond Muratalla, November WBO title fighter Abdullah Mason, and unbeaten contender Floyd Schofield. These guys should all be fighting each other. Fight the best, Malignaggi implored. Shakur's the best.
Cállate, cállate la boca. Cállate la boca, puto. Cállate.
A ver si lo demuestra. En México dicen que lo que se habla con la boca se sostiene.
Winning convincingly on Saturday with high entertainment value would convince everyone else. Shakur Stevenson's ascent in the boxing world was catalyzed by his silver medal win at the 2016 Rio Olympics, mirroring Floyd Mayweather's own Olympic breakthrough with a bronze in 1996. Yet that parallel merely scratches the surface of the striking resemblances between Shakur Stevenson and the illustrious Mayweather. Even former WBC welterweight champion Sean Porter has acknowledged the uncanny similarities in their boxing style. And that's it from the Boxing Pros. What's your prediction for the Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda fight? Would it end by knockout or by decision? Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.